Okay, ready for our Unit 7 on polynomials, second day warm-up. Last lesson, we just talked mostly about classifying polynomials and also simplifying them. And so today we're going to be working on multiplying polynomials, but we'll have a quick warm-up first. So try these problems on your own. Hopefully you'll remember what we did last lesson, and then come back and check and see if you got the right answers. We're going to write each polynomial in standard form. So what that means is first we want things to be alphabetical, and then after that we want the highest exponent first. A lot of times we're going to give you just one single variable in these types of problems for this unit. All right, so I'm going to write each polynomial in standard form. This particular polynomial only has the variable x, and so I'm looking for the highest exponent, and it's right here. Please remember that is negative x cubed. Okay, don't lose your negatives. So we're going to rewrite this so that we have negative x cubed plus 2x squared, because this is positive, right? Positive, that is. And then minus 5x and plus 6. Our answer is negative x cubed plus 2x minus 5x plus 6. Okay, I'll write key at the top. Okay, so 6 minus a to the third plus a minus 2a squared. I have only the variable a, so what I'm looking for is the highest exponent. This is a negative again, so be careful. We have negative a cubed minus 2a squared plus 8a plus 6, right? Okay, if I wanted to classify either of these, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 four-term polynomial, so just call it a polynomial, and its highest exponent is 3. So you weren't asked to do this, but just to remind you, this would be a cubic polynomial. And so would this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, so I'm just going to call it a polynomial, and the highest exponent is 3, so we're going to call this one also a cubic polynomial. You weren't asked to do that. Polynomial. I'm just reminding you. Okay? All right. So here I have two different variables. I have a C and I have a D, so I am going to focus on the first letter in the alphabet that I see. So I'm going to focus on my C's. Okay, and so I have C cubed right here, but it's actually negative C cubed. That's going to be my first. So that's going to be negative C cubed. My next term is going to be minus minus 3c squared d squared. So I'm taking this guy second. Okay, and then I have to make a decision about 10d cubed and 15. I'm going to choose 10d cubed. Just because it still does have a variable, and then I'm going to have my constant last. Again, we're not going to test you on being able to sort through more than one variable in our class, but we do want to focus on the first letter in the alphabet, the first alphabetical letter out of our variables in our polynomial. Okay, so that's how we are saying we are rearranging that in standard form. All right, let's look at simplifying each one of these expressions. So now I have to multiply in order to simplify. I'm not just rearranging. So I have negative 4n, so I have a monomial times a 1, 2, 3 trinomial, so I'm going to multiply using distributive property. All right, so I have negative 4n times n squared. That's going to be negative 4n cubed. Negative 4n minus 5n. I have negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. And n times n is n squared. Negative 4n times 3 is going to be minus 12n, like that. Okay. 3x cubed y squared. Just one monomial that's going to be multiplied using the distributive property. So I'll multiply together what I can. I can multiply numbers together, 3 times 4, and I get 12. I have x to the third times x squared, so I'm going to keep my base and add those exponents. 3 plus 2 is 5. Y squared times y squared, I'm going to keep my base and add those exponents, so I have y to the fourth. Now I'm going to multiply that monomial times the next part of my expression, so I have 3 times negative 7 is negative 21, x cubed times x to the invisible 1. I'm going to keep my base and add my exponents, so 3 plus 1 is 4, and y squared times y to the 4th is going to be y to the 6th. So when I look at this, alphabetically, x is first, so I have my highest x exponent in my first term, so I'm going to leave it like that and call that standard form. All right. Here I have multiple things to do, so I need to distribute this outer factor times each term inside that binomial. Then I'm going to be combining like terms. This is multiple steps. Okay, so I have negative x times 2x is going to be, negative 2x squared. Negative x times 3 is going to be negative 3x. Still plus 8x minus 6. Remember, I can't multiply that negative x times any of the terms after the parentheses. Okay, and so now I need to combine like terms. So I have negative 2x squared. I don't see any other x squared, so just negative 2x squared. Minus 3x plus 8x is going to be plus 5x, and then minus 6. That is my answer there. All right. Number 7, it looks like I'm going to have to do some distribution here and also some distribution here. So let's say 3x squared. We're going to distribute that all the way across. 3x squared times 5x squared. I can multiply 3 times 5 and I get 15. X squared times x squared, I'm going to keep my base and add those exponents, so I have x to the 4th. Okay, now I'm going to say 3x times 3x, 3x squared times 3x, and so I'm going to get 9x to the 3rd. And 3x squared minus 1 is going to be minus 3x squared. Okay. This next part, remember, if I'm subtracting 2x times all of this, I'm really adding negative 2x times all of this. So I am going to distribute negative 2x to each one of the terms. All 3 of those terms, I'm distributing negative 2x. Don't lose that negative. Okay, and then I'm still combining all these terms. So if I'm going to end up with a negative term, I'm going to subtract it, but if I end up with a positive term, I'm going to add it. All right, so I have negative 2x times 4x cubed. So negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, and x times x to the 3rd is x to the 4th. Now I have negative 2x times 7x squared. So that's negative 14, right? Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14, times x squared is going to be x cubed. And negative 2x times negative 9 is going to be positive 18x. Okay, I'm not done because I need to combine like terms. So I'm looking for things that have exactly the same, we call it last name sometimes, but really exactly the same variable or variable combination with exactly the same exponents. So I have 15x to the 4th that I can combine with negative 8x to the 4th. Don't lose your negatives. 15 minus 8 is 7x to the 4th. Then I have positive 9x cubed. I'm looking for other x cubes. Oops, there's one. So I have positive 9x cubed and negative 14x cubed, so that's negative 5x cubed. And then I'm going to see, are there any more x squareds? Nope, so that's just minus 3x squared. And then this guy's by himself, right? So we're going to say plus 18x. I'm in standard form because I go from highest to lowest exponent. Great, okay, so now you can take a look at our notes for Unit 7, Day 2. We're going to be multiplying polynomials, so not just a monomial times a binomial, but sometimes a binomial times a binomial, and sometimes a binomial times a trinomial. Thank you for watching.